My painting broke my toe. I know how it sounds, but about 2 weeks ago, one of my large white frame paintings fell directly into my foot. The sharp wooden corner of the frame landed right on my toe and broke it. I really wish I was exaggerating. What made it worse, I was supposed to perform at Orlando Salsa Congress with my performance dance team. 6 months of preparation, 6 months of training, gone in one completely unexpected moment. Apparently, Moonfire takes its title very seriously. But here's what makes this strange. While I was recovering, barely able to walk, barely able to stand, I was finishing a different painting. This one, Unburdened. And what this painting had been trying to teach me for months suddenly became impossible to ignore. This piece took me months to finish. This has been the longest time I've worked on a painting. Not because I did not know how to paint it technically, but because emotionally I kept resisting what it was asking me to confront. I would work for it for a while, then hide it away, bring it back out, paint over sections, change things around, repaint them again, and I kept going in circles. I didn't have any progress. I just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. And sometimes that happens with paintings. You think the struggle is happening on the canvas, but in reality, the struggle is happening inside of you. This painting made me feel incredibly vulnerable because it forced me to be honest with myself in a way I hadn't been. I have been holding on to things, old stories, old disappointments, old versions of myself, things that no longer fit who I was becoming. And Unburdened kept asking me, quietly, persistently, to let them go. And I thought the hard part was finishing the painting. The universe had other plans for me. So now imagine this. I'm trying to finish a painting about surrender, about releasing control and about trust. And suddenly I can't walk. Standing hurts, sitting hurts, sleeping is a negotiation. The doctor says it will take 8 weeks to heal. So all my plans for Salsa Congress gone overnight. And I'm sitting here thinking, really? Is it necessary? But here what I started to notice. When you can't do anything, you're forced to sit with yourself. You can't distract. You can't outrun. You just are. And Unburdened was right there, waiting, almost like it knew. If you ever had one of those moments where life forces you to slow down, you're in the right place here. Subscribe if you want to keep following this journey. That injury taught me something the painting had been trying to say for months. We take ordinary things for granted. Walking, standing, seeing, moving freely, touching. We don't appreciate them until they're gone. Growth isn't always about adding something new. Sometimes growth is about learning what you need to let go of. How often do we move through life repeating the same patterns we learned in the childhood? Unconsciously carrying beliefs and fears and emotional habits that were formed long before we understood where they came from. We repeat those patterns again and again while looking outward, wondering what is wrong with the world around us, questioning why life keeps bringing us back to the same struggles, the same emotions, the same limitations. But perhaps the real transformation begins the moment we stop searching outside of us, the moment we slow down, the moment we become still enough to observe our inner world. Because so often the things we believe are holding us back are not created by the world around us. but by unconscious stories we have been carrying and telling themselves for years. And in that moment of reflection, something powerful happens. We begin to realize that the power we've been searching for outside of us, it has always lived quietly within us, waiting for us to become aware enough to reclaim it. Sometimes true change does not begin by changing the world around us. Sometimes it begins by remembering who we are beneath the patterns we were taught to become. There is something specific Unburdened taught me about being an artist. I kept overworking it, not because the painting needed more, but because finishing meant letting go. And letting go is terrifying. Sometimes continuing isn't growth, sometimes continuing is fear. Fear of release, fear of accepting the work is complete, fear of new. And maybe life works like that too. We hold on to situations long after they serve the purpose, not because they still belong in our life, but because we're afraid of what comes next. There are moments in life when we realize the weight we've been carrying no longer belongs to us. Unburdened is a reflection of that moment of release. Suspended between sea and sky, she surrenders to the vastness around her as the horizon dissolves the boundary between the inner and outer world. The ocean becomes the subconscious, the setting sun, the symbol of endings, renewals, and the promise of another dawn. This painting speaks to a quiet but powerful truth. Freedom often begins not by gaining something new, but by releasing what we were never meant to carry. It is an invitation to pause, let go of the past, and remember the light that has been always existing within you. For now, I'm slowing down, healing, learning patience, trusting this chapter of my life, even when I don't fully understand it. And I want to say thank you for your messages, for your comments, your encouragement. They mean more than you probably could now. So I would love to know, have you ever gone through a period where letting go became necessary for your growth? Tell me your story in the comments below. And if Unburdened resonates with you, if this painting carries something you need in your own space, the original is now available at my website, elenadeclaire.com. One last thing, the painting survived perfectly fine. The artist did not. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. It truly helps support my work and allows me to continue sharing this journey with you. And in my next video, I'll be sharing the story of buying my very first original painting, an experience that completely changed the way I think about art, collecting, and the emotional value of living with original artwork. So you can watch it right here. And as always, see magic everywhere. All my love. Bye.